Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now, today we're going to talk about, are you dating the right Filipina? So, of course, when we start dating a Filipina, we think, everything's great. We've got a pretty Filipina and everything seems to be going along well. That early stage of a relationship, it's very common that we overlook a lot of what we call red flags or warning signs as to maybe the Filipina isn't for you, or maybe she's hiding something from you. So what I'm going to do here is go through a bit of a checklist, if you like, and say, have you noticed any of these things as your relationship goes on? Now, because you get one or two of these, you might tick one or two of these boxes, doesn't necessarily mean she's not the right one for you. It just means you need to be a little bit more careful and watch and take more notice of what's going on. And if these things keep repeating and more things creep into the relationship that you're unsure about, then of course you need to really reevaluate whether she's being 100% honest or whether she's the right one for you. So the first red flag to be looking out for is obviously if she's asking you for money, especially if the relationship is fairly new. If sometimes you've only met them the first time you're talking to them and they're telling you about all their problems in the world, that their mother's sick, or they've got to get money to put a new roof on the house, or whatever it might be. A genuine Filipina, she's not going to ask you for money, especially early in the relationship. Look, my wife, when we were just dating, never once asked me for money. Not once. The only time she was given money was when I offered it. So if you've got a Filipina and she's constantly asking for money, especially if you haven't been together early on, then that's a big red flag. So when you go to the Philippines and you meet her, she might avoid you spending time with family and friends. She might not keep you away from them altogether, or she might do that as well. But if she does that, that's a huge red flag. But if she's avoiding you spending a lot of time with them and wants to take you away from them all the time, not allow you to sit there and talk to them or get to know them a little bit, then to me that's a red flag. If she's a genuine Filipina that's in this for the right reasons in the long haul, she'll want you to bond with her family and get to know them, and so they can get to know you as well, because she'll be very proud of you coming all the way to her country to meet her and her family. So if she's not on board with that, then that's another one to tick and really look into why she's not wanting you to spend much time with her family, or maybe in some cases, as I say, maybe not at all with her family. So really pay attention to her when she's talking to you and she's telling you stories about her life, how much she's actually telling you, or if they're consistent with the story she's told previously. Make sure that what she said before is matching up to what she's saying now, because if someone's lying to you, generally they won't be able to remember their lies, and you'll be able to pick up on that with those inconsistencies, and you can question her on those. But if they're always happening, there's definitely something not right there, and she's definitely hiding things from you. So I wanted to be open and honest about things in her life as you would be with her about things in your life. And going on from that, is she reluctant to give you straight answers? If you're asking questions about her life and things, and she's being very reluctant to give you an answer, sure, it could be a communication issue. If she's not real good with English, that could be something to factor in. But if she avoids giving you answers, then really start to look at why. She should be trying to answer all your questions the best that she can. Something to really consider here, guys, does she have kids? Now, think about that. If you're not married yet to her, are you prepared for what is to come with her kids? So if you're going to bring her to your country, are you going to bring those kids with you? And you can check out a video I've done here where I discuss a little bit about that, about bringing kids to your country, and if you're prepared for that. So not everyone is ready to have kids. Maybe you've already had kids in previous relationships and you feel like you're too old to do it again, or you just don't want to do it. Then that's going to be a problem, an issue in this relationship. That's something to really consider if you're dating the right Filipina. Maybe if you're not on board with being the whole father thing again, then maybe you need to find a Filipina that has no children. So the next one is she becoming more demanding of you as time goes along? So at the start she might have been very sweet and shy and loving and caring, but as time goes on, are you noticing the changes there, that she's actually becoming a little bit more demanding and maybe a little bit more even aggressive in her demands? I'm not saying she becomes aggressive with you, but in her demands are becoming more, I really want this, or you need to do this for me, that sort of thing. So if there's a change like that as over time, whether it be after 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, then really that's another red flag for you to have a good look at. So is she constantly making excuses why she can't video chat with you, or has she missed the scheduled video chat times? You know, when you're in a long distance relationship, you say, okay, we'll meet up tomorrow at 6 p.m, you know, your time or whatever. But is she actually not turning up for that and then coming back and making an excuse? Oh, I got held up at work, or I had to go and do something and the traffic was too slow getting back, or, you know, and yes, those things can be genuine reasons in the Philippines. But if it's constantly happening, more and more and more, then there's a pattern emerging, then you really need to have a good look at that. So the next one is your gut feeling telling you something's not quite right? So always listen to your gut feeling. You know, you might be infatuated with this woman, so your heart might be, you know, to her, and you know, you might think everything about her is great, but sometimes your gut can be telling you something else, you know, deep down inside. So are you listening to that and exploring what your gut might be telling you, or you're just ignoring your gut feeling altogether? And that's where trouble can creep in. So always listen to your gut and explore what that is telling you with her. Ask questions of her until you get the answers that you're looking for. So when you go from your country to visit her in her country, does she want you to stay with her, or does she want you to stay in a motel? I understand that some Filipinas, they might be too embarrassed to bring you to stay in her house because they think that it's below your standards. But really, it's important that she be open to that, because it's important for you to see how she's living in her country and to be in there amongst her family members and relatives as well. So that's really important to do that. So if she understands that, but she's still saying, no, we'll stay in a motel, you know, then I would start to think about that. The first visit that you make, I can understand, yes, stay in a motel. I did the same thing. I stayed in a motel because I didn't know her, I didn't know her family. But the second time I went back, we went up the province and we stayed with family in their house. And that was a great experience, and I recommend it to anybody. But if she's definitely digging her heels in and doesn't want you to go and stay with her family members in the province or wherever she's living, then really have a good look at that and see what that's about, because that could be another big red flag. So finally, ask yourself this question: is she 100% genuine, or do you think there's a chance she might be hiding something from you? If you're not sure she's 100% genuine, then really have a look at this checklist again and really examine where she might be hiding things and why she might be hiding things. It could be something simple. She just might be embarrassed about something. Maybe she doesn't feel that you're at the stage of the relationship where you need to know that yet, but maybe it's down the track she'll disclose these things to you and talk to you about these things. So there could be some good reasons about it, but also there could be another thing at play here. And if you check out this video here, which is couple scammers in the Philippines, that's something to watch out for. Perhaps she's married. So if she's married and she's trying to hide that from you, well, that could be a reason for that. And there is things going on in the Philippines where women who are married, they will date foreign men and try and get money from them, and maybe string them along to the point of getting what they can out of them. Some might get a house out of you, a car out of you, whatever. So you can do something if you're not 100% sure, or you want to be 100% sure. Check out this video here, which is Cinema Online, which is where you can go and you can do an online application to find out if she has ever been married in the Philippines. So it'll cost about $20 or $30, I believe, somewhere around about that, but it can give you good peace of mind if you're not 100% sure. So if your gut is telling you something, or you got a few of these boxes ticked here on the red flags, I'd possibly do that, because it is a scam in the Philippines that has been going on for some time, where the husband will send the wife out to find a man, and she'll get the money off the man and she'll bring that back to the family. And she might have 2 or 3 of these guys on the go at once. It might not be just you. And you know, they do that to the point where the husband, when you go to the country, the husband will say, yeah, go off with him and come back in 2 weeks when he goes home. Make sure you get plenty of money for us all. That's the sort of thing they do. So that's why she might not want you to go to her home and stay there. She might want you to be in a motel. Or that might be why she's very vague on her answers and not wanting to give a lot of information, because she doesn't want to get caught out making mistakes. So that happens fairly regularly in the Philippines. So be aware of that and look out for that and you'll be fine. So guys, I wish you all the best in your relationship with your Filipina, and the Filipinas all the best with your relationship with the Western man or foreigner. I hope it all goes well, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video around with anyone who may enjoy the video and all your networks. Of course, comment below. I'd like to hear your comments, but let's leave it respectful as always. And of course, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.